Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? I am OnePuffWonder, and welcome to episode 3 of No Bank, No Problem. In the last episode, we got our first few Zulrah KC, used the scales and anti-venoms we got from it to build the ornate rejuvenation pool, which is like a massive upgrade for the house. We also got up to level 70 cooking, but Giles, you're ruining my shot. Get out of here, man. We also got 70 cooking, which is the last skilling requirement we needed for Recipe for Disaster. We did that. We got our barrels gloves at the low level of, I think it was 1969. In this episode, we'll be heading into the wilderness. For two main reasons. One, I want to imbue our God Cape, which means completing Major Arena 2, and the second reason is to do the Wilderness Hard Diary. Right now is the perfect time to do these, as all of our items currently fit into one inventory. If you're confused as to why that's important, I'll show you in a little bit how UIM death piling works. Essentially, UIM's kept the old death mechanics of all your items staying safe on the ground for an hour, but yeah, I'll go over that in a little bit. Right now, as I'm recording this, it's currently Saturday at 7:32 p.m. Central, which is kind of peak time for Wilderness. I'm not too scared about getting PK'd, but there's something else I really wanted to do, and this is the perfect excuse. We're going to head over to the Tombs of Amascut to test out how possible it is to do 150 invocation raids without Bruise and with Firewave and Karis as a main hand. It's pretty bare bones gear, so we'll see if it's even possible off 1KC. I'm going to try not to waste the shark, so I'll be going in with an inventory of potatoes and we'll see how it goes. If we actually manage to pull KCs off, I think we'll stay till we get the Thread of Elidinus, which is a 1 in 10 drop. That's the item that allows you to upgrade your rune pouch from holding 3 runes to 4. It's a massive quality of life upgrade for, well, any account really, but it's even bigger for an account that's restricted to what's in their inventory. If we complete a raid at 150 invocation level without any deaths, it actually gives us a roughly 1 in 50 chance to hit the unique drop table, which includes items such as like the Lightbearer's Ring, the Osmupton's Fang, Tumikin's Shadow, all items that would be insanely good for the account. But yeah, there's really no wrong or right time to try this, so let's do it. I will grab our gear and our food once I decide exactly what we're going to bring, and I will see you guys over at the TOA lobby. Let's do this. Man, the devs did such a good job with this. This looks so clean to walk up into, and I guess we have a cutscene. Hold on. Alright, we're all geared up and ready to send the first attempt. So for mage gear, I went with full, well, almost full infinity. We don't have infinity gloves, the top, bottom, and hat. And then for range, we have the full crystal. For melee, just fighter torso and obby legs and the Karis. That's going to be our only melee weapon, so any problems we have in the tomb, they're going to come from this. The monkey boss Baba is already a tough enough challenge as it is, let alone with such a weak stab weapon and no defender whatsoever. As for the inventory for food, just potatoes. I have 3 prayer potions and 2 anti-poisons. I'll probably bring 1 next time, and 2 doses of super attack for when I fight Kefri. As for the invocations, I'll post a screenshot of exactly what I put on, but I kept it at raid level 150. As you increase the invocation level, it actually buffs the bosses and gives them more HP. So I wanted to keep it at 150 and see if we can even do this before pushing it. But much like Zulrah in the last episode, the only way for us to find out how this is going to go is by just sending it and hoping for the best. So without further ado, let's go! No! Oh, and he has 73 HP too. What a troll. Oh man. Okay, we ran out of supplies in Baba. That was my fear. But we have 4 honey locusts. Let's send another attempt. Maybe this will pull us through. That heals both health and prayer. Nice. Okay, 1 more hit and that's it. We are out of honey locusts. And yes, okay, Baba down. Now just wardens to go, baby. I think we can pull this off. Oh god, what's wrong with me? Why am I not praying correctly? Okay, come on, we're so close. 2 more good hits. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, hit. Yes, okay. KC number 1 of Tombs of Amascut done. Let's go. Sweet, sweet, sweet. It is possible, boys and girls. We'll make a few adjustments to the inventory, but yes. Oh my god, the sub 1 hour. That's pretty bad, but I mean, a KC's a KC. I'm happy with it. Now the question is, do we get lucky? This is new. I've never seen TOA points before. 1.83% chance, but okay, let's milk it for a little bit here. Let's see if we get anything. Drum roll, and it's white light, of course. Yeah, to be expected. Do we get the thread though? That's the question. No thread. Oh well, that is perfectly fine by me. We go again. Definitely gonna dump off this anti-poison and probably grab 1 more prayer potion instead. And down he goes. Just 1 second, my recording window's fucked up. There we go. Yeah, that was much smoother. We got a deathless, so now our unique chance is over 2%, and that was a PB at 54 minutes. White light, but do we get the thread? We do not. Whoa, that is a lot of dragon darts, Jesus. Oh my god, that was so close. Holy shit. New PB, KC number 3, so sketchy. I didn't have any ambrosias. Let's see if we get lucky, come on. Oh, my heart's beating, Jesus. White light, okay, no big deal. Do we get anything from the chest? Come on, drum roll. And nothing. So apparently I'm a banana and didn't realize that my items in Hespori are at risk if I disconnect, so we'll be grabbing a looting bag. That's +1 inventory spot for peace of mind, I will take it. So had I disconnected inside the raid, everything you see here would have been deleted. Like, that's my strength pots, that's everything. I wouldn't want to lose a single thing. KC number 4, we did die. Any threads? No threads. KC number 5, no thread. Alright, that was KC number 6. I got a PB, and you know what's funny is I actually didn't use Assault for any of Warden. I was actually able to avoid using any brews at all, so I kept my stat boost. Yeah, that was pretty nice. I might actually opt to grabbing Life for my second supplies instead of double Chaos every time. But we get White Light. Anything in the chest? Come on. No. Number 7 is a White Light, but it is not a thread either. Whoa, oh my god, I thought I got the pet for a second. Cache of Runes scare me like that, Jesus. Okay, well, now that I have the hang of this, I want to show you exactly what the process is for me to get these kills. So I'll show you, like, from start to finish what I do for re-gearing and then the methods I use for each boss. After we loot the chest, we leave the raid, then use the construction cape to teleport to Prift Innis, where my main will be waiting. We drop over the loot that we just got, as we don't need it, then head into the house. From there, we head to the servant's money bag and take out 600 coins. After that, we use the mounted strength cape to teleport to the Warriors Guild. This is where we buy super cheap potatoes, so we head over, we buy out his full stock, and after that, we use the construction cape again to teleport to Brimhaven. From here, we head south to the Taiba One-Eye General Store. This is where we get our anti-poison. So the servant's money bag only allows you to take out increments of 100, so you'll see we had 78 coins after that we just dropped. Then we use the construction cape once again to teleport back home. We hit the pool for stamina and then use the fairy ring to get back to the raid. It's a long-winded explanation, and I honestly debated on even showing you guys this, but I thought maybe for the people who don't play the game mode, this might be a little bit interesting. Yeah, so from here we run back into the temple, and this is where we decant the potions. That's something I really haven't talked about yet either. The reason that I keep our potions in single doses is that so when I decant, I can get the exact amount that I want. After dropping the potatoes, I then unnote the potions and combine them into the doses that I want. When we're done, we drop the useless vials, reorganize the inventories, pick up the potatoes, and we are fully ready to send another attempt. Alright, let's talk about Zebak. So this is probably the easiest boss in the raid, only because we use the bow for the entire time. Mechanically pretty simple, just pray against what he's attacking you with. With a little effort, this room can be exactly 0 supplies used. Unlike most NPCs in the game, the damage from Zebak's attack rolls when it hits the player, not when he does the animation. So that means as long as we're praying correctly when the projectile hits our body, we'll be fine to do anything in between. So what I do is I one-tick flick with Protect Mage and Eagle Eye, and then when I see the range attack coming, I switch over to the range pray before it hits me. So long as we're doing this as much as possible, we won't use a single dose of prayer potion. The only thing is when specials come out, I don't focus on the prayer flicking, I just dodge the attacks, and we'll still have enough prayer points to make it through the entire kill. Next up is Kefri. Now this boss is a bit of a pain in the ass with our gear, but it is very doable. It's another room where we want to conserve as much supplies as possible. So that means one-tick flicking Piety as much as possible in between movements. Our lack of defender makes our attacks pretty inaccurate, but at least we have an attack potion to supplement that. The only other thing to mention about Kefri is when she does her egg attack, I make sure to take them out before they spawn. That's so we don't get absolutely obliterated when the melee minion comes out. Once we defeat the melee minion, we can pray range against the eggs, so we just let them spawn after that. On average, I was using between 3 to 4 prayer doses and no food. Okay, so for Akka, this is where things get a little weird. My main goal was to not use salts as long as possible in this room. The reason being, if I can carry my boost into the next room, then I won't have to grab another salt at the second supply ghost, and I can instead grab an ambrosia. One thing that made this room a little tricky is that anytime I'd unequip my Tome of Fire or staff, I'd have to reset the auto cast. So I'd manual cast Fire Wave one time, and then I'd switch to auto cast in between hits. It was kind of a pain in the ass. Come phase is the make or break point in this raid. If we end up using too many brews here, we won't have enough for Baba. I'm not positive if this is true, but I was told the amount of times you hit Akka directly influences the amount of cum bubbles that are in the room. So in order to minimize on those, I just use the Karis the entire time and I save the DDS for the very last hit. I do my best to dodge and the rest is in Guthix's hands. And now we get to Baba. There's really not much to say about this room as far as like special mechanics other than it fucking sucks. Even with the full boost from the salt, the lack of defender makes us so inaccurate. This room is just a gamble on RNG of whether we hit or not. Our only hope is that the supply ghost was generous and we conserved enough supplies, but other than that, there's really not much to talk about with this. Yeah, just straight up fuck Baba, we're gonna move on. The Warden fight is actually pretty standard. The main difference comes from the fact that, well, we're using Fire Wave, so the mage phase lasts a long time. We don't have Liquid Adrenaline, and we're main-handing a Karis, which hits 33s, so it's generally either a 3 or a 4 down. I do flick my prayers here a bit, but it's completely unnecessary. We always have enough supplies when we get to Warden, it's just getting through Baba that's the challenge. To date, this is probably the most fun I've had with this account, and I'm glad I found out that it's possible to do with potatoes, but it's definitely not practical. I think we'll come back once we get Brews and like really grind this out and get purple. But for now, I guess we'll just stay for the thread, unless we get really lucky in between, otherwise it's back to our regular scheduled programming. Alright, KC number 8, White Light, but do we get something from the chest? Oh yes, there it is, Thread of Eladinus unlocked, let's go! You know what, I'm gonna send the back-to-back, because who knows, we could get lucky, we could not. Either way, let's go build this rune pouch, fuck yeah. So, to combine this, we need a needle, which we got from the crafting room in our POH. Now, we just use it on the rune pouch. You were tempted to use the Thread of Eladinus, blah blah blah. Augment your rune pouch, yes. Ooh, it's got an animation too, sweet, look at that. Blue rune pouch. I love how accessible Jagex made this, like, you don't have to do 150s, you can just get this from story mode. But anyways, fuck yeah, let's go send one more raid. Down he goes. Can we get the purple on the last raid? Should we milk it? Yeah, let's, you know what, never mind. Let's not milk it. What do we got? Whoa, White Light. Okay. Alright, well, that's enough distraction. Let's actually go into the wilderness like we said. But first, are we rewarded with the pet? No. Okay. Well, that was a really fun detour, but it's time we get back to the actual scheduled content. I'm buying all the runes I need for Mage Arena 2, and I will see you back in a second. So, in order to keep our items safe while we go into the wildy, we'll be doing a thing called death piling. Unlike all other game modes that have a 15-minute gravestone, UIM's kept the old death mechanics where your items will stay safe on the ground for an hour. On top of allowing us to go to places like the wilderness or Entrana that we normally wouldn't be able to, it's also a good method to pull your items out of the looting bag for free as opposed to paying the fee at Hespori. Once you have Prifdinus unlocked, this is definitely the best place to do it. Like, you have the house portal right there, and you also spawn right next to your items. So, as you can see, I simply just let this elf kill me, and we are good to go. Now, we just run over to my death pile and grab whatever items that we need. And like I said, they'll be safe on the ground for an hour, but no longer than that. So if I'm not back in time to pick them up, they'll be permanently deleted. The moment I die, I always start a timer, that way there's no confusion on when I have to be back. Before we actually fight any of the bosses for Mage Arena 2, we have to cast each of the god spells 100 times in the Mage Arena. Okay, that's Sarah's Strike done, and Claws of Guthix, and lastly Flames of Zamorak. Okay, so we've got 25 minutes left on the timer. I don't think that's enough to kill all bosses, so I'm going to reset and then we will kill those. For gear, the guide suggests we use black d'hide body and legs, so here we are, we're going to kill some black dragons and craft it ourselves. Okay, we're back, we're geared up, we're ready to go. This is what we're rocking. Missing a couple slots, but we should be fine. See, this guy right here is doing the exact same thing we are. Yeah, so I will see when we kill the bosses. Good lord, that was a terrible spot from the spawn. Chaos Ellie was griefing me that entire time, but there's the Zami boss down, 2 more to go. Should just need 1 more hit, that should be it. And yeah, okay, that's just this here, Zachariah down, the Sarah guy. Just Zami, or just Guthix to go, sorry. Should be able to DPS through these healers. I think 1 more hit and he's down, come on. Yeah, okay, that's it. Sweet, let's go hand these in. Okay, we've handed in the parts, now we just use the cape on Collodion. Imbue your Guthix cape, yes, fuck yeah, best in slot cape achieved, let's go. One thing worth mentioning about this cape is that it's storable in the POH, so let's go do that. We'll put it on the cape rack and then we'll get ready for the Wilderness Diaries. I was just going through the tasks and I noticed in the medium tier we have to build a gold helmet in the wilderness, so we have to do Between a Rock. Let's do that quickly and then we'll get to it. And there's Between a Rock completed. 2 quest points, 5,000 defense, mining, and smithing, and we get a rune pickaxe from that. Cool. Okay, this is our final task, just low alch an item at the Fountain of Rune, and that'll be the easy diary completed. Like most easy diaries, diaries, not too much to mention. The one cool thing is we can now toggle the wilderness lever to Edgeville as opposed to Artie, so that's kind of convenient. And there's the medium tier of the diary completed. Things got a little heated, so we have 15 minutes left on the timer, not nearly enough to do the hard diary, so let's go reset. Again, I'll put a screenshot up of what you unlock, but there's really not too much to mention with this one. A bit of a discount when we enter the resource area, but other than that, really nothing special. Hey, look at that. Was just killing the crazy arc for the diary task, and we got a couple rune crossbows. I had a rune crossbow at one point, no idea how I lost it. Obviously, when I was death banking at one point, or death piling, I must have left it on the ground, but yeah, there we go. Rune of crossbow acquired. Any pets? No. Man, I just saw on the wiki you have to kill the Chaos Fanatic, the Crazy Archaeologist, and Scorpia, all without doing any tasks in between. So I killed Chaos Fanatic already. I killed Deranged Archaeologist, but in between I did something, so achievement diary stage 1. I currently have 20 minutes left. I don't know. I don't want to risk it, so we're just going to reset and do that again. Okay, that should be the last hit. That's Scorpia down. I saw another player attack, so I don't know if this will count towards the task. Let's see. And yes, okay, sweet. Only a couple tasks left now. We're gonna do the Chaos Ellie next. Oh shit. Chaos Ellie next. I'm gonna try face tanking it. I know there's safe spot methods, but we'll see how it goes. I got that rune crossbow drop, so I was just gonna bone crossbow it before. Now we have a better alternative. Okay, this should be it. That was pretty rough. I had to run back a couple times. No pets. We got the combat achievement. No pet, no dragon pickaxe, but no big deal. We only have one more task to go. Use a god spell on another player. Sit the fuck down. That's the wilderness hard diary completed. Let's go. So unlike the easy and medium tier, the hard diary offers some beefy rewards. We get 1 daily teleport to the Fountain of Rune. We get the shortcuts at both the Lava Dragon Isle and the Lava Maze. We can have up to 5 ecumenical keys at a time. We are able to choose our destination with the Wilderness Obelisks, 50% off entry to the resource area, and the Noted Wines of Zamorak, which is the main reason we did this. To tell you the truth, I was kind of dreading this, but now that it's said and done, I actually had a lot of fun, and I'm really glad that we got this out of the way. But folks, this is where I'd like to wrap things up. We're inching closer and closer to the giant mole, so I think in the next episode, we'll actually be able to get our first KC. A huge thank you for all the support I've been getting, all the likes, the comments, the subscriptions. It means the world to me. So if you'd like to stick around and see more, I'd love to have you, and we'll see you on the next episode of No Bank, No Problem. Peace!